Well, artificial intelligence is coming to the American farm. AI helping to pick apples. They can harvest around the clock. It never gets tired or injured, recognizing with precision a ripe, perfect fruit. But does tech like this ultimately help or hurt American farmers? And how will it impact the labor workforce in our agriculture industry? Now, for insight, we want to welcome back to the show John Boyd Jr., president of the National Black Farmers Association. John, it's always such a pleasure to see you. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Natasha, and happy holidays to
Happy
you.
holidays. So we see this video. You see this video of this fruit-picking drone. What is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Well, I just finished a national tour. I went to 49 townships around the country, and many of our farmers are raising the issue of labor and who's going to do the work on the farms. So I think looking at this is one aspect, a good tool to have. But will these tools be readily affordable and available to small farmers, farmers of color? We have the same problems too. So we're urging these companies to take a look at making sure that these things are affordable to America's farmers. So we welcome the technology. We think it's good. But we have to make sure that these tools are readily available for farmers like myself.
I appreciate that. I mean, we're looking at another video here. This is a weeder that instead of, backbreaking work by hand, tending a field like we've done for thousands of years, it literally recognizes weeds and zaps it from above, killing them effectively. When you look at that, I know a lot of people look at that and go, yikes, an autonomous robot that can go around recognizing things to kill with a laser. You think that this is a good piece of technology that you want accessible to family farmers?
Well, I actually like this tool here because I have issues on my own farm with pigweed, and farmers want to get away from harmful chemicals that are bad for food consumption. And I think that this is a perfect opportunity to look at that, where this particular piece of machinery can identify the weed and zap it versus farmers using harmful chemicals such as glyphosate and others that have been proven to cause cancer. So I really, really, really like this tool, and I hope that those type of tools, again, are available to America's farmers, especially small farmers. We need that type of technology if we're going to compete and stay on the farm.
I appreciate that so much. And, as we look back on 2023, this past summer saw record-setting heat. How did that affect crops in the short and the long term in this country?
And again, I just finished my harvest. So we have about 1,600 acres here in Mecklenburg County, Virginia. And I just finished harvesting soybeans. And the soybeans that we planted early, we had much better yields. But for the soybeans that caught in the drought, we saw a severe reduction in yields in bushels per acre. So the drought is hurting. And when we have long, dry summers like that, when we don't have enough waterfall to suffice the crop, that can make a huge difference for farmers. And when you don't make the yields in bushels, you can't make your payments in the fall. So that's how this thing works. Farmers rely on making sure that they have a bountiful harvest so that we can go on to the next year. So right now, farmers like myself, we're thinking about what are we going to do next year to make sure that we're able to make up the difference. So the climate is something that has to be dealt with and looked at, and farmers need to come together to address it. And oftentimes you hear on all over the country about climate change and what companies are doing to address it, but they're not putting the farmers in the loop and the actual results. So we need to be at the table when major companies are talking about climate change and what they're doing. They need to be working with farmers because we're the ones that have to implement these changes.
Absolutely. It affects you all first, I think, before the rest of us even see the changes. John, I know I respect your opinion so much. I know you're a multi-generation farmer. I had the privilege of spending some time with farmers earlier this year, and what you said about, next year has to be better. There is something about the endless optimism of farmers, the optimism it takes to be a farmer year after year that I think, touches my heart. John, I want to get your opinion on one more topic. For more than a year, we know a group tied to billionaire Bill Gates has been buying farmland across middle America. Now, he says it's in an effort to make those farms more productive and to create jobs. Your thoughts on this land buy happening by Gates right now?
Well, right here in my hometown, Bulletin, Virginia, he has a huge data center right next door, which has caused land prices to go through the roof. Before he came into this area, you could buy farm land for about $3,000 an acre. Now it's upwards between $15,000 and $20,000 an acre, and he hasn't worked with community groups to reinvest in this area. He's also talking about asking people to reduce beef consumption, but he hasn't worked with farmers to see what they're going to do while he's trying to force these type of programs on us. He wants to come up with beef that are raised with cells outside of the actual cow itself. I'm saying no to fake meat, and yes to fourth generation beef farmers like myself. Shame on Bill Gates. This man makes $10 million a day, and we have farmers facing foreclosure, and he's asking Americans to stop eating beef, things of this nature. So instead of investing in America's farmers, to me, he's pushing policies on us that's bad for America's farmers. What about bringing us to the table and have us in the dialogue to see how he can work together? Because we have farmers facing foreclosure. This man makes $10 million a day. How about trying to save some of America's farms instead of telling us what we should be doing? So that's my message for Bill Gates. Just because you have all the money doesn't mean you have all of the answers.
You're such an important voice on this topic. John Boyd Jr., thank you so much for your time tonight. Thank you for your insight. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you.
Very much.